we doing today? We're catching people up on their drama, pee-pee drama.
We have so many pee-pee stories for y'all today. It's juicy, it's gossy, it's gorgeous.
Hello and welcome to Staying Up with Cami and Taryn. I'm Cami.
And I'm Taryn. And every night we get to sleep together because we're married, and every week we invite you to join us. How are you, baby?
How am I? You know what? If you were to ask me 30 minutes ago, I was going to say not so good.
Oh.
But then...
But bipolar babes.
No. I was like writing down, what are you just digging in your nose?
I was not digging. Anyone can watch the replay. My finger was sat right here.
That's still crazy.
It was not
If you guys are watching on YouTube... Let me know in the comments if
I'm really stressed. Work is really crazy. I'm not doing all right, and so I can put my finger wherever.
We're on me.
I'm just telling you. So hop off of me,
guys. It's never appropriate to just sit with your finger up your nose.
It wasn't up. It was on.
It was in.
It was not.
It was not up or on. It was in.
Nosegate.
Anyways, I was writing down what I was feeling, and I was like, okay, I'm scared that I'm about to have a burnout. I'm like a little worn thin. I told you guys last week that I'm like, if I'm in motion and staying, I'm good. But I think I've gotten to a point where I feel like I can't get everything done even when I'm like not stopping. So I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. But as I was like writing that, I think I like journaled by writing our notes for the podcast.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm fine. It's fine. Let's just lock in. Everything's okay. So that's, I think,
it sounds like this is the beginning of our you, me, we. And that's your you. You.
Yeah.
Anything else going on? Anything else feel important to bring up at this time?
No, my notes for it was exhausted / feeling a bit depleted. And then the next dash, which is the same thing, trying not to reach burnout. But like I said, I actually like got myself ready, got dressed. I sat on my office floor for like 2 minutes and I like got a glimpse of myself in the mirror and I was like, got this bitch.
You
look alive.
Alive because you are alive.
How are you doing, sweet pea?
Not my week, y'all. Not
my
me fucking week. Let me just count the ways. Look, we went to a wedding and that was really fun. It was
so fun.
One of the Boys' youngest sisters. Actually, I think she is our youngest sibling.
Youngest Boy sibling.
Yeah.
If you guys don't remember, Taryn's friend group is a bunch of guys in her, and they call themselves the Boys. We haven't talked about them in a minute.
Yeah, well,
like as a whole, we talk about them individually, but
lovely to see the fam. I've known that family forever. Great wedding, great times. However, I did begin my drinking journey yet again at this wedding. It was not. Yeah. I was never drunk. I really was very responsible.
Well, you haven't had a sip of alcohol since our last wedding we went to?
Yes.
No, before it, because you didn't drink at that wedding. You drank like while we were in Pittsburgh, which was what, now like over a month ago?
Basically, they say that like drinking it's not the worst when you're in recovery, but obviously it makes your body swell and it isn't
any inflammation,
stress on your body in general. And so it's like, hey, if you add this to the equation, it might be harder to heal.
Yeah, it was a long weekend too. The wedding was on a Friday, so we like went on a Thursday. It was Labor Day weekend.
I had 2 to 3 drinks a day for like 4 days in a row because it was just like Labor Day and the wedding and the whole thing,
which was a lot.
And that's one piece. But then we moved to yesterday. Well, the real thing is that I took my tape off of
the
tatas, and I'm very nervous that something's going to open up. Okay? We all can see this coming. There's a little area that really freaked me out, which happens all the time on the T, which is the bottom, like under your nipple down to under your boob.
It's a junction of 3 incisions.
My baby say junction.
It's a junction.
It's a junction, though.
Yeah.
And a lot of times there are openings. A lot of times like a little pus comes out of there, or like drainage seeps out or whatever. Sorry, I said pus.
That was rude. No disclaimer, no warning.
Let's make it cute. Pussy. Spell that.
Oh.
Funny.
Spell that? Is that what you said? Or
yeah,
smell?
spell pussy.
Spell?
Spell pussy.
I really thought you said smell. And I'm
telling you to spell it.
Pussy. How do I spell it without it saying?
That's the joke, honey.
I'm trying to change it. I don't know how.
There's no way.
Maybe like an IE.
Pussy.
Pussy.
But anyway, so I've just been, everything was fine until I think this week with my recovery, because I'm seeing and feeling my not injections, what's it called? My incisions so much.
Yeah.
It's making me feel Frankenstein-y.
It's the awareness.
Making me not want to touch anything. I've been instructed to like try to wear a bra less because the bras sometimes really push on the incisions. And that is so fucking uncomfortable. I feel like I'm like day 2
She's walking around holding her shirt out with her fingers so that it's not rubbing on her chest.
Yeah.
And she looks so uncomfortable. I'm like, just walk around nude at this point. Just be comfy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just have a job, so tough.
Well, yeah. If you got a last minute Zoom and you're like, hey, sorry about the titties.
So anyway, that's kind of, I've been
having a down moment.
I've had a couple, I haven't like cried at all throughout this experience until this last week. And I've been like crying and freaking out a little bit.
That's been sad.
I've been having mini crash outs.
Mignette
Crash out. Mignette crashote. Where I just kind of lose it all.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm having a nice time until I'm not.
I was like, are you having a nice time?
Yeah, and then I feel bad because I'm looking over at my sweet, perfect little wife, and she is like buried in chores and madness.
And my period's coming, so I'm feeling like a little low from that.
And I try to help as much as I can, but I'm at probably the worst that I've been throughout this experience.
Yeah,
so
you were like going up and like getting a little bit better. Like the one day you made us breakfast.
Yeah.
You were like making coffees. You fed the dogs the other day.
It's big.
And then now you've taken like a dip where it's like things that you were able to do for a minute, you can't do again.
But yesterday I did cut all of the veggies for dinner, which is a 45-minute process.
Well, the other day you were unable to cut. So that's so good to know that like you're getting stronger and it's hurting less when you're doing stuff. Because the other day, whenever you tried to make that exact same meal with me, you were like, I could cut something soft, and even like the tofu, you were like,
Yeah, it feels weird.
So that was really impressive.
So that's me and you. How are we?
Yeah, I think like we've just been individually not. I think the thing is like in the vows this weekend was
in the vows, my baby's
in the wedding vows they talked about like not having to be 50-50, right?
Yeah.
Am I making that up? Did they say that?
No, they did.
Okay, I was like,
and I was
did
like,
I see that on a show?
My baby liked this on a TikTok one time.
Yeah, I mean, it is so true. Whenever you're spending life with a person and like they're always there every day, like you're not gonna both be at your best all the time. And sometimes one person isn't even making up for it. Like this past 3 weeks, I feel like your tank has been low and I've been able to fill up your tank with what extra I had.
You're going at a 150.
Yeah, and now I've dipped where I'm not at my 100. So then it's just a little harder. I feel like we've been like a little more bickery. We've been a little more impatient.
You saw my note in our note about that.
Yeah, I was going to say it too though.
We've been bickering more. We went through a little moment where we were not being bickery and now we're being bickery.
Yeah, I think we're just both like pretty depleted.
It feels like
don't have a lot.
That's what I hate about when we bickle. When we bicker. It feels like a pimple is popping up and resurfacing and I'm like, not you again.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Put
You're
some
ugly.
cream on you.
You're ugly.
Yeah.
Not you, to be fair. The pimple. Sorry, I wasn't looking at you.
She locked with my eyes and I was like, damn, tell me how you really feel.
Yeah. But I don't like when we get like this. I really felt it in the Best Buy parking lot when you walked ahead of me a meaningful 20 to 30 paces. Yeah. And I thought, she knows I can't go faster.
I was sorry that you didn't apologize. I feel like you're maybe not at your best right now, but like I have like bit my tongue in moments where I'm like, she's struggling, like just lock in, be there for her.
Yeah.
And then that was a moment where I like, you said something that made me sad and I shared that and it was like completely dismissed. And that was a bummer. And then I like waited for you to do something and then you didn't. And I was like, okay. And then you just kind of like brush it off and like re-engaged with me, which was fine. I was like, whatever, we're just going to let this one blow over. That's okay. I was just bummed that I was like oof, that's a bummer.
I'm sorry I did not meet you where you wanted me to meet you and where I should have met you.
Thank you.
That's not nice of me.
What are you doing with your hands?
I'm being serious.
Yeah, very serious.
I'm being serious in my hands.
Yeah.
I will also say I don't remember at all what was said or what it was about.
Neither do I.
But I was also mad at you, so that's why I'm a little confused.
Well, I think that's what upset me because it did. So I just shared that it was like,
I thought I was mad at you.
yeah, no,
And
you were mad that I was upset. It was like that classic
Well, you don't know
moment
that. Neither of us remember.
I do remember that because I was like, oof. No, because I do remember that because I was like, you know what? Don't make this a thing because she's gotten so much better at this. That had been a reoccurring issue
But I
with
also
us.
was feeling that is what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay,
And then I was
I
like,
hear
oh,
you.
now she's walking in front of me.
Well, from my experience,
Yeah.
what I went through in that moment was you had said something, it upset me. I shared that with you, and then I felt like you were irritated that I was sharing it, and that in the past, as I'm sure you can agree, has been an issue, and I feel you have gotten much, much better at that. So in that moment, I walked ahead. I was like, I'm really frustrated at this. And whenever I remember what it was actually now, but
Is it worth bringing up today with the class?
probably not, but we can. But yeah, I chose to let it go in that moment because I was part happy that you re-engaged and said something. Like you were just like, it's crazy in here. Like it was nothing serious, but like you weren't being silent. I really dislike whenever you're silent after a time I perceive as like, well, I was upset at you. But I let it go. And in my head, I let it go because I was like, she's gotten so much better at this. She's struggling right now. Have a little bit of grace with her. It's not a big deal. And I was like, she's probably, which I was wrong, but I was like, she's probably in her head like, I messed up. I don't want to talk about it though. Nope. She was like, this dumb bitch.
I was like, she messed up. Why don't you want to talk about it? So anyway, I'm sorry. For whatever it was.
Do you want me to share what it was?
I mean, I feel we've talked a lot about it at this point, so sure.
I thought you were going to say no. I'm like, she knows that I remember it. She's wrong. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we are married. Oh, it's our 2.5-year anniversary today, by the way.
Oh.
We are married. We will bicker.
Yeah.
We are
One thing
human.
about us, we're going to bicker.
Everyone's going to bicker. But at the end of the day, I am proud of our skills we've worked on to move past things, to not let them become bigger things, to not drag them out. Even when we were both very depleted and that resulted in bickering, it didn't result in a fight.
A big blow up.
Yeah. Or even a fight.
You know what?
Yeah?
You're my special ball doll. Guys, my new obsession.
Taryn has a new bit. New bit alert. New bit alert.
My new bit is they're in Love Island UK. No, Love is Blind UK.
Yes.
There's this couple named Jed and Bada.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that was his name.
BARHDA or something. I think she's like, Lebanese or something.
No, she's from Kosovo.
She's from Kosovo.
Because she's
Lebanese.
just like Dua Lipa. She moved to London when she was like a kid. And I was like, oh my God, okay, Dua.
And my new obsession is calling Cam Bada.
Well, she told me that we were going to call each other it, but I haven't reciprocated.
You have called me Bada to
I
the
did
dogs.
a couple times. Yeah.
And then
Where's
we
your
said
Bada?
how-
It's not just her name. It is then how his accent says her name.
Yeah, it's not like it's just Barda. It's Bada.
But then her and her family don't say
Bada.
it. He kind of like chokes on it a little.
100%.
Like he can't really say it.
He's like, Bada.
I wonder if her parents are like, think it's cute how he says it, or if they're cringed out of like, we named our daughter this specific name that you are saying weird.
She's
Bada.
like, my name's Bada. Bada. And
Yeah,
he's
she
like,
sounds like
he's like,
posh and
Bada.
cute.
Anyway,
And he's
so my
like,
new thing
Bada.
is like, maybe Cam will be mom to our kids and I'll be Bada. Because I love it so much.
We were just dying the other day. Like, people were going to be like, how did you pick your mom names with the 2-mom household? We're like, well, Cam is mom and Taryn is Bada, named after a reality dating show girl.
I don't even particularly
specifically
like her.
how her, yeah, I don't care. But it's specifically how her fiance says her name.
Bada.
Well, not fiance anymore. Aren't they not? They're not together. They're not even together.
Okay.
He doesn't even say her name.
Spoiler. Freak. Okay, freak.
Guys, watch shows quicker.
When they're out. Like, have less of a life. Grow up.
But yeah.
Babe, what would you like to share?
Okay, so when we were at the wedding, the couple has been going to Orange Theory for like since January.
Yeah.
And
They locked the fuck in.
they locked in and they both got so freaking fit. And I've never been to Orange Theory. If you guys don't know, it's just like a fitness class. I think they're all over America. I don't know if they're in different countries. I don't even know if they're in every state.
Do you think Balda has done it?
Probably. Balda. But I was like, I've never gone and I wonder if I would like it. Everyone's always talking about Orange Theory and I can't believe I've never gone. So I couldn't fall asleep last night. So I was looking it up.
You went?
And I went at midnight to Orange Theory and it was amazing.
I'm quite sure that I've done Orange Theory before.
Did you like it?
Yeah, but I'm quite sure Orange Theory is where I fell on the treadmill.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
See, I didn't like berries.
Maybe I fell. I flew off.
That's so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. Nothing
what
is
did you
more
do?
embarrassing than falling on a treadmill because you just fly off.
Wait,
It's already loud.
were you hurt? That would hurt
Yeah,
so bad.
I had like
Scar?
rug burn vibes like under my pants.
Were
Where
you going quickly?
well, you know me, I'm never going too quick on a treadmill. I'm not like sprinting all out, but I might have been really fit at the time, so I might have been going
Like a light
quicker
jog.
than well,
You were walking.
medium jog,
Medium.
perhaps heavy jog if you think about it.
Did you never go back? Was it your first class there?
I think it was my first class or my first or second.
Were you any of your friends there? Like, could you at least be like, hee hee hee? Or was
Don't
it just
really
like
remember.
alone?
I
like,
do think I had a friend that was
It's really tough, honey.
on the rowers, but we weren't together. And you know, in those classes,
No, I don't know. I've never been.
okay, Bada. Actually, Bada is a term of endearment. So
I know. I
wouldn't
was
have
like,
said
why are
it
you
then.
using that?
But also sometimes they
mean.
fight, so it's beautiful.
Okay.
You go back and forth between the rower and the treadmill at one point, and you like are teamed up basically with someone where you're like sharing the treadmill and the
I think
rower.
I'd hate that.
And
I don't want to team up with anyone.
the
with a stranger.
person that I was teamed up with left it on, and that's why I flew off
Oh my god, it was
because I
their
stepped
fault.
on it and it went. Vroom.
Oh, you were doing like a jump on thing.
We were swapping.
Yeah. Well, I think I would assume to leave it on to be like, we can be quick.
No. You
turn
turn
it
that
off.
shit off.
But then you got to like rev it back
You
up.
don't get on a moving treadmill, baby.
Okay.
Anyway, so are you gonna go?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it because you know what? I didn't like berries because it was just weights around weight. It was too much running. Where I'm like, I like a little treadmill action. I just don't want like half of a class to be a treadmill.
I think.
Is it a lot of running?
Well, it's probably half cardio, half weights, but
No, that's
but it's also
that
rowing.
I like about it. There's like different types of cardio. I don't want to like
Yeah.
just run. And in berries, they all like run so fucking fast, and I'm like, my little legs can't keep up.
I don't know how people love running so much. Well, we've talked about this so much. Whatever, it is what it is.
Anyways, yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking about it.
Well,
thinking about
is there one
Orange
near
Theory.
us?
Yeah, there is.
How near?
There's several all around.
In
I
the
mean,
vicinity?
I'm not going to share specific locations here
Drop
publicly.
the Addy.
Well, our address is beep.
I'm gonna tell my flight story, by the way, in just a few moments, but not yet. Because first, I'd like to tell you that Unknown Number, if you haven't seen it on Netflix, is completely worth the watch.
It's diabolical, guys.
And if you
Actually,
have
can't
seen
even
it,
think
I
about it.
highly recommend texting a friend, telling them to see it, and then have them text you their thoughts on who it is, who the culprit is throughout.
Share the theories throughout.
Because I had my friend Steven Rabel, if you like his music, he was watching it and texting me and telling me who he thought it was, and it was the exact like frame of how we thought it was.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really not finding words lately. Frame didn't fit there.
Honey, it's not that you're not finding words.
I'm not.
No, you're fine. I just feel like sometimes you're not like fully locked in.
I'm locked.
Okay.
So that's what's scary.
You're fine, honey. Oh.
I'd also like to say that my neighbor knows that I love Legos. He's also like 35 and he likes Legos too.
Sweet.
And he knew I was recovering and he dropped off a massive Porsche Lego set and said, "Hey, I don't have time to do this. Do you want to do it?"
Yeah, you have to build
And
it
not
for money.
keep like, and then I'll give it back to him so he can like display it
Which
in
is
his
like
house.
the dream. I'm like,
Dream.
I don't want Legos displayed, but I want
Yeah.
to do the act of the Legos. So just building them for people is really cool.
That's gonna be my night tonight.
Yeah.
Are you excited for me?
I'm very excited for you.
Are you gonna be the Peace giver?
Maybe. We'll see if I have time, energy, all of it. We'll see.
Any of it?
And if I have anything left in me.
Okay.
So I'm so excited for you getting to try on new clothes once you're feeling a little bit better with your top surgery.
Me too.
Top
surgery. Okay. Okay. Don't lie to the peepees.
But it is. It's like, I don't understand why it is like a boobs. Like, we've been saying different names like booby surgery or like tata. Like, you
When
did
are
get
we saying booby surgery, tata?
at the beginning of this podcast, we said like tata surgery or whatever. We did. I don't have the energy to.
I'm picking
edit
my
this,
nose and
but-
we're talking tata surge.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Okay.
Exactly. You were there.
Girl. Speak up. Jesus.
You're pressuring me. But I'm like, it is top surgery. You got surgery on your top.
Why are you forcing that onto me?
I'm not forcing it, but I feel like that should be.
Yeah, I did get that.
Any like implants, reduction, or what we call top surgery should all be under the umbrella term of top surgery.
Isn't
and then
it
it's like, what
technically
type?
all breast augmentation?
There we go. Breast augmentation. That sounds so lame.
Whatever. Ever since I got my
Anyways,
breast augmentation. Top surgery.
We have a lot of weddings coming up, and currently you have for the past few years worn like basically the same thing to weddings.
Yeah, I'm over it.
You have like your black suit and you wear like a different type of little vest underneath and you look great. But you've been sharing with me that you want to mix it up. So I've been
That
doing.
was just for you, by the way. Now you're telling everyone.
Why is it just for me? I'm done. I quit. But I've been doing a lot of research. I've just been helping out my wife, searching for outfits for her, spending time I don't have, and she's gonna bust my balls. Anyways, I don't know. I don't care anymore. Move on.
No, you've been doing your research. You have a
Yeah,
Pinterest
I've been
for me,
looking for a lot of stuff,
which is so nice. I take none of this for granted.
for girls who don't want to dress so feminine, and it's really fucking hard to find it. And that, I mean, we've talked about this before, but like formal wear when you don't want to wear a dress is really rough and difficult. So I've been searching for stuff, and I just feel like we need to come up with more options. Some designer out there needs to come up with like cooler, like you want to look chic.
Yeah.
You want to feel sexy.
Yeah.
You want to be cool. But
I know sometimes with the women's suiting options, it's like, I feel like I got it at the Boot Barn. Does that make sense?
yeah. Well, it's like the only ones that I see that I'm like, oh, that's so chic and cool is like this like uber feminine girl who then's wearing like the most, it's like very Hailey Bieber wearing that gray suit and tie and stuff where it's like, okay, that looks cool, but it's because it's contrast with the uber feminine.
Yeah.
Where you still want to feel feminine, but
Yeah.
how do we find this balance of like wearing something that's not intrinsically very femme, but still feeling feminine-esque, feminine adjacent?
We're going to have to find that.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's findable.
I don't know. I
time.
found a lot of things that I think could be like they're options and they're there, but I want to like brainstorm with you. So I'm really excited for that. And I think we should share that on either like the Patreon or on our Instagrams and TikToks, because I think so many people I know struggle with the same thing where it's like, I have my casual clothes that I feel amazing in. I have my like dinner outfits, but when it comes to stepping up a little and going formal, like you are always like, I feel like a fucking cater waiter in my suit sometimes.
I don't think I've ever said that. So now you're letting your inside thoughts come
out. She's picking on me. I'm over it. You just talk. I'm taking a nap. I'm done.
This actually sounds like a great time to speak about the flight story.
Go ahead.
Actually, will you tell me why geographic tongue was on your list when it's mine to bear?
Okay, this brat is picking on me when I'm trying to help her find clothes. She's picking on me.
You.
She's been like, why does your thing say geographical tongue? That's mine.
Okay,
she said
Cam
that
had
like 12
so much flair to. I did not go, why do you think I geographic?
It was a compliment. I saw a TikTok that this girl was like, I get complimented on being a good kisser all the time, and I have a theory that's because I have a geographical tongue. And there were all these people in the comments and like, no, it is a known thing that having a geographical tongue makes you a better kisser. And I was like, can't relate. Brad.
I have a geographic tongue.
Geographical.
I think it's geographic.
Oh, it is. Oh, wait. that was my other part, that somebody in the comments called it geographical, and I was like,
You keep calling it that.
I know, I forgot.
Okay.
That was a mistake.
That was a grave mistake. And basically my tongue's just like all like ripped up.
They know we've talked about it.
Okay. Sorry, I assume one new person has been here.
Honey, tell your story.
Okay.
I'm gonna shut my eyes for a little.
No, I'm gonna shut my eyes. Will you just wake me up later?
Let me know when you're done.
I will say we have been bickering more, but we've also been laughing with each other more.
We bicker, but like laugh through it.
And
Like,
I've been
is
loving
very
that for us.
funny.
Okay.
We're like, let's just be brats together for a little and make it fun.
Oh, the long-awaited flight story. Shall we begin? This is the story of how we got a man kicked off of a flight.
Yeah.
A man and a woman. Two bottles. 2 bottles for the price of one. That's not funny. Fuck.
Tell your goddamn story. The buildup of this.
Cam and I were on the second leg of a flight, and we were at the airport. We weren't on the flight. We were at the airport about to get on the second leg of the flight. This is starting very strange.
You want to start? You want to take it from the top?
No, I don't.
Okay.
We were in the airport, and our flight had been delayed by like 3 hours. So everyone's already tired. We were flying from Denver to Burbank, which is in LA. And that was like an hour and a half long flight, or 2 hour long flight. Okay. None of that matters.
You're telling a story like my mom. You want to tell them what we ate at the airport?
Okay, freaks. Here's what really happened. We get on a flight that has been long delayed, and we're on it. We're on this flight, and it has been, we haven't taken off because there was like something in the cockpit going wrong. What's your smirk? Don't do that. There was something in the cockpit, and they needed to get like a light off or something. They're like, sorry, everybody, hang tight. Everyone's really freaking tired. There's only like 50 people on this flight out of, the normal, I don't know, 150 seats or something like that. So I bring that up to say that it's very sparse. It's like every 3 rows has some people in it, which is actually going to conflict with what I'm saying next.
I can't look at you. The crazy thing is before the podcast, I said, do you really want to share the story? I don't feel like it's worth it. And she was like, yeah, but people have been waiting. And I was like, that's because they don't know what it is. But I, like, secretly in my head, I was like, I've heard you tell this story like 10 times now. And you're a great storyteller, but you really struggled with this one. And I didn't even say that because I didn't want to make you nervous. And I've never heard you struggle more in telling the story.
It's a story that just can't be told. It must have been experienced.
Yeah. You had to be there. Okay. Moving on.
So, like I said,
guys, we're on a flight. It's been delayed and delayed and delayed. Even on the flight, we are delayed. It is not a full flight. So people are very spread out. Everyone is tired. Everyone's ready to get going.
No,
ready?
Keep going.
You want me to tell it?
Yeah, you're doing better than me. Go.
So anyways, Taryn and I are both watching movies because we're sat on the tarmac for so long. We're already like deep into our movies. And I keep hearing like little chirping. I hear like bickering or something. Taryn had heard it too. We both are like looking around, not really sure what's going on. Watching my movie again, and it gets a little bit louder. I take my headphones out this time, and I can fully tell there is a couple arguing. And at first it doesn't seem that extreme. It just is like they're like doing hush voices, but I can definitely hear them. Like when you're just sat on the plane
like
and
no, you said don't.
Yeah. That's how it started.
Like that.
But then there's like the whirl of the plane there. It's just like shh, you can't really hear what they're actually saying. But as we all know, Taryn loves to be a little neb nose. She like loves seeing people argue in public. So I tap her and I'm like, you're going to want to hear this. You're missing out on some like juicy goss. Literally the minute I say that, things start to get elevated to the point where it's like not fun, juicy goss and silly. Yeah, not the plane. It's like, it's sounding a little too intense. One, I always think it's weird to fight in public at all. I'm like, that scares me that you can't like control yourself and be a little bit more calm and not like cause a scene or just be like respectful to everyone around you. But like, we're also on a plane too, which is very weird. So the way we are sat, it is Taryn and I. We have a row by ourselves. Across the aisle from us, there is an older gentleman. Well, not a gentleman. He didn't do anything to help. So
an older man
dude,
freak.
and he's at
55,
the window.
60 years old.
Older. He was old.
White male.
And he
Gray hair.
Probably 5'11". He is across from us, but he is at the window. No one else in his row. And behind him is the couple fighting. Woman is at the window. Man is at the aisle. Middle seat is empty. At this point, it's already elevated enough that when I look back, I can't really see their faces. I can only see like the top of her head, the back of his head, and they are both leaning over the middle seat and either talking animated with their arms or potentially shoving each other. I cannot tell from my view. Taryn cannot tell from her view.
I believe that it is physical.
But again, I just want to be clear. We cannot fully tell.
We cannot fully tell, but what I'm trying to say is it wasn't just like hushed people and heads moving. It felt like jerking.
It
like,
was intense body movements.
And now the level, the voice yelling level is
oh my
like,
God.
is like, I told you, no, stop. Like
Yeah,
they're like basically yelling on a plane.
It was like at first it was like quiet. Then it was, we are thinking we're whispering. Like we're doing the like, yeah, like that kind of throaty. But it was like, no. It was so, I'm like, just, yeah, at this point, just yell.
They're about 35, I would say.
Yeah, I have no idea.
She was like a witch. She could have been like 50.
She could have been anything. I'm
she
really
was
unsure.
Really a strange creature.
Yeah. So they're bickering, and we keep seeing her hand go up as to touch the light to call the flight attendants. And we're like, ooh, that feels scary, because at this point, we are now like lined up next to take off, the point where like you can hear the engine revving up. Yeah. We're about to go. So we're like, this feels dangerous. If an altercation happens on here, it's scary. There's also a lot of kids randomly on this flight. So I'm like, this just doesn't feel safe. We're in an exit row. They're right behind the exit row.
And I love being I love sitting at the exit row because I love the extra space, but I also do, and anxiety girlies, you'll feel me, I feel this immense pressure of like, okay, I need to make sure no one around here is weird. And this guy was
it's like you have access
hinged.
to open the door, not loving this.
Yeah. I'm like, am I going to have to fight this man to not open the door? It seems ridiculous.
It was just getting to a point where we're feeling uneasy. Don't like that she's trying to call for help. At this point, I'm like...
Did you share that he like pulls her hand down?
We didn't get to that part yet.
Okay.
So it's just getting a little bit uneasy where now we're really watching, and it's dark in there, so I can't really see them. And I'm like, am I exaggerating what's happening in my head, or is this very dire? I turn my phone flashlight on to try to like... one, see them, two, be like, are you just in a bubble of fighting? He kind of seemed like he might be drunk. So I turn my flashlight on.
We're like,
to
put
be
it
like,
on him.
Yeah. Taryn like is like, do it, put it on him.
Well, because you know, like when dogs are fighting and you want to like freak them out
of
it. So that's what the mindset was like,
yeah, we're like,
put it on
out.
them. Like, stop fighting.
I was very hopeful that once they realized like, oh, like when it's loud around you, sometimes you can't tell how loud you're being. And I'm like, maybe they just need a wake up call. They did not even flinch when that light went on. They were unaware. They were oblivious to everything around them.
Those dogs kept humping.
Dogs kept humping. Dogs kept fighting. It was a full dog fight. So we're like, okay, this feels really not safe. Then, seconds after that, she hits the call button, and he's like pulling her arm down. It goes on, and he puts it off. At that point,
I can take over
Taryn has already been like, what do I do? Do I get someone to... And I'm like, I don't know. Once they do that, I'm like, go, do something.
So... to be clear, everyone around us is staring. We're all like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
We're all kind of waiting for someone to say something. Like, this is clearly
it was awkward that everyone's kind of spread out. So we're like,
it's clearly gotten out of hand, but no one's doing anything.
Yeah.
Call it my OCD. I don't know. But I'm like, there's no way I'm not going to say something before we take off. Like, I have to.
Well, it's like, that's dangerous if we get up. And we get up and they're fighting. And then the flight attendants have not noticed because they're prepped for takeoff. Like, no, they weren't doing anything wrong. There was no way for them to know. But God forbid we get up, they're fighting, they can't stop them, and we have to land somewhere in between Denver and LA.
So I'm like, I'm not going to yell, but I'm going to do what she's doing, and I'm going to hit the call button. So, you know, when you hit the call button, it goes bing, and then when you turn it off, it goes off. And then you hit it again, it goes bing. So I look around. We're about to take off.
I fully thought you were just going to turn it on.
They're fucking fighting. And I stand up and go bing, off, bing, off, bing, off.
She was like, bah, 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 bah.
And the
oh my
whole,
God, oh my
everyone
God.
is like looking around. The flight attendant goes, is there an emergency? And I go, yeah, like clearly, like, I don't know, because I'm like, I want to talk to you. I don't know if this is an emergency, but it sure as hell feels like it.
The problem is we don't feel equipped to handle this, and we need you to handle this because you're the authority on this flight.
So then the flight attendants come from the front and the back, meet in the middle, and they're like, what's going on? I'm like, those two are truly in an insane argument, and it may be physical. It feels like it's physical, and it's really strange they're not reacting to anyone.
Yeah.
Then the mom that was sitting directly behind them with her kid also goes, I'll speak up. I moved backwards a seat because I didn't want to be.
She's apologizing because I think in this moment she's unsure if the plane has stopped because she got up
and moved.
And it was like, we weren't allowed to be getting up at this point. We are literally about to take off. So she made her and her daughter move because she felt unsafe. And luckily there was room a few rows back.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm so sorry I moved, but like, I don't feel safe. They're fully fighting.
And so.
And she says they're being physical. I don't know if
she
it's
says
at this
that
point or later. Okay.
So they're.
And she had a better view.
They stop for maybe 10 seconds. The guy goes up to them. The flight attendant goes up to them and says, hey, are you guys okay? The guy's like, yeah. He's like, totally fine.
Yeah, he seems so
He goes, you need to split up. He goes, no. Sorry, we're good. Like, we're fine.
Yeah.
And we don't need to split up. And then the flight attendants both go their own way.
This happens in like maybe 10 seconds. It's so quick.
Fast. The flight attendants split up, and I'm like, we're all sitting there on the tarmac still. The plane engines are on. Everything's on. And the flight attendant at the front gets on his phone. And I'm like, okay, he's probably talking to the pilots. They're going to turn us around. He hangs up. Nothing happens for like 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. They are instantly fighting again at the same volume.
Louder than ever.
Like just
more intense.
More intense. But like it is sudden. They're not in touch with reality in any way, shape, or form.
Also, we're not 100% sure what they thought about. The mom heard, and I wish we would have asked her because
I
she
almost
was right
did, but I
behind them.
didn't want to traumatize
But
her more.
the only little bits that I did hear from what I gathered, it sounded like she caught him cheating, is what I had gathered from it.
Yeah. So then maybe after 10 minutes on the tarmac of us all being like, are we getting off or not?
Yeah, we're like, what?
They turn the plane around and go back to the gate. It's like a 10-minute drive. And that's important because they were
cute how you said it.
Fighting
the entire time,
not realizing at all that we're going back to the gate.
Yeah, I'm like, they're oblivious.
Like they're clearly not with us. So that scared me even more.
Yeah.
We get there, park at the gate, and a guy comes on from outside, like a security guy with Southwest. He's like, okay, where do I go? And everyone's pointing like, it's them, it's them, it's them.
They're the problem.
And he's like, all right, you guys got to get off. And the guy's like, no, we're not getting off. We have a wedding we're going to. We can't get off. And he's like, bro, we turned around. Like, we're not.
Yeah, they're like, we're past
that
this.
point.
Like, you actually had, like, we'd been on the plane for well over an hour at this point. Yeah. Well, maybe about an hour. So he's like, we're past that. We're back at the gate. Like, you should have worked this out earlier.
So then.
I bet they were waiting to see if they would stop. I bet if after they came up to them and they would have stopped, we would have left.
Yeah, maybe.
But because they just got louder and louder, they were probably like, fuck, we got to turn
Yeah,
around.
these people are not in touch with reality.
Yeah.
So then the guy asks for a refund. He says, well, I get a refund, which is such a loser. And I'm like, no, babe, you're going to get a fine.
Yeah, huh?
Like, this is way more than a refund.
No fly list, mama.
Yeah. So he gets up, not a peep, walks off all angry, realizes, I think, that he looks like a piece of shit for not helping his like wife, girlfriend, freaky girl. So then he turns around, goes and like helps get her bag down, and then they walk off. Mm-hmm. And we stay on the ground for another 20 minutes. The pilot comes on. He's like, hey, we're going to go soon unless you guys want to start another disturbance. And he's like laughing, whatever. They came back and got statements from us. That's when we heard that sweet little mom said it was physical. She said it got physical, and she would know. She was directly behind them in the seat.
Yeah, she saw everything.
And then they gave me, Cam, and that mom $50 gift cards to Southwest.
Yeah, they're like, thank you for speaking up.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, the
crazy.
flight attendants said like it's really helpful when people speak up because obviously we can't see everything, and then I think when things go on their flights, they get in trouble. Like it
Yeah.
becomes like a whole thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, really fucking crazy. But then we flew
it's kind
away.
of eating me up alive though, because I don't know what happened once they got off, and if this was an abusive situation and he was so mad to get kicked off and miss the wedding or be late for the wedding.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, if he was already aggressive with her on the flight, I'm really scared what happened when they got off and now he's really pissed off at things.
Yeah.
So that really scared me. They seem to be handling things very well. I just hope they didn't allow them to like stay together for the night if they were getting a new flight. I don't know.
Yeah, the second that ended, we were like, "Fuck!" Like, hopefully there's some good.
Yeah. It was
Southwest
so hard.
has
I'm like,
some
did
good
we
thing.
do the right thing? And I'm like, yeah, we did what we needed to do, but did everyone else do the things they need to do after to not make this a worse situation? So it stressed me out wondering
Yeah.
what went down after.
So anyway, that's the big flight story. I hope you all had a great time.
Oh my God, if y'all made it through that 15-20 minute story,
Yeah, sorry.
congratulations. Enough of our stories. We're going to get into your stories. We haven't done PP stories in a couple weeks, so we figured we'd do a few for the rest of the podcast. A lot of you have been requesting them. You love hearing each other's drama.
We've got some good ones.
So let's get into those. You want to kick us off, honey?
Yes, I do. First, I would like to tell you that if you want to send us in a story, stayinguppod@gmail.com or give us a call. We love to hear your voices, which you will hear some today. The number there is 323-577-8857. Okay. The first thing that's not a story, but that was sent in to us, and I have to share it, is Benson Boob, not Benson Boone. Here's what it says. Couldn't not send this after last week's ep. Hopefully it makes you guys laugh. I will post this on our Instagram. It is a picture of Benson Boone with huge knockers, and it says these beautiful things that I've got, and it's called Benson Boob.
It's so perfect. It really like somehow was just a perfect combination of everything we talked about last week. Boobs and Benson Boone, and you combine those and you get Benson Boob.
And I'm kind of like, did the PP make that?
I don't think so. I think they said that they saw it and they were sharing it.
I don't know. Couldn't not send this to you.
Incredible. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, next story. Do you want me to read or you want to play?
Let's play one.
Hi, Cami and Taryn. I have some drama that I need a little help with, or maybe drama is a little bit of an exaggeration, which is recently I have been dating a lot more, which has been both fun. It's fun to explore and it's fun to be in my 20s and be going out and I'm having a good time, but also I really want to be in a relationship. Recently I was talking about in therapy that I was worried that like the way I felt when I was like super young in my early 20s or my late teens was like that, was explosion, wow, bang, fireworks. And I don't feel that anymore. Is that just a young person thing? And then recently I met this person that I really, really liked. We met at a Pride event and it was great. I remember when I walked into the room, I was like, I want to talk to her. And I have. Our first meeting was great. She even walked me to the metro after staying with me to finish my drink. And we went on a first date and it was so great as well. On the first date, I thanked her at the end and told her this was one of the best dates I had been on in a while. And she said, this is the best date I've been on in a while. So I felt very reassured. But then I reached out to her for a second date on the weekend and she said, oh, it's Pride weekend. I'm super busy. But I'll reach out to you on Sunday to make more plans. But now it's Monday and I still haven't heard back from her and I'm a little nervous. I feel like in the beginning stages, you have to really balance between playing it cool and also, showing that you're interested. And I feel like I was the one who asked her out and then I already did reach out to her. Should I wait until she responds back or should I try and go again? I don't know, especially because recently I went on a date with someone else before I met this second person. And she on the first date said, yes, I want to go on a second date. But then when I reached out to her, she said, I don't want to go on a second date. So that's just making me a little insecure. I just love to know any opinions about the early phases of dating, who should make what move, how many times you should reach out. I feel like there's all kinds of rules about it, and I just don't know which ones to follow. Anyway, love the pod. Can't wait to hear if you guys play this on the pod. And yeah, thanks for all your help and advice. Bye.
Absolute vibes. Absolute vibe queen you are. What do you think, babe?
I hate the idea of like there being rules and
I
a
know.
format to follow.
But
and
there is.
And I don't know that I agree with that, but I get that like maybe if your natural instincts are like too withdrawn or too over the top, then like you need to know what is like the social norms of dating, not
It's
necessarily
not like rules.
rules.
Like this is what you have to do, but it's like, never triple text, I think, is a fair one that we should follow.
I was gonna say that I think a double text is okay.
Yeah.
Triple text probably no. My whole thing is it is not on you to make it easy on somebody to like ghost you or to not share their feelings. Like they need to be able to share and speak up if they don't want to go on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think if this person is genuinely interested in you and does want a second date, if you do a follow-up text to like you guys talked about wanting to go on a second date, you checked in, they said yeah, they haven't reached back out. I think if you do a follow-up text and they're into you, that's not going to be off-putting.
No.
But if they aren't into you, it might make them a little uncomfortable because they need to deal with it, but your job is not to make people comfortable through that.
It definitely won't be the deciding factor of if the person likes you or doesn't like you. I think that's one thing that people get wrong, I would imagine, about like early dating is like, do I send this text? Do I not? Like, do I reach back out? If you like them, or if you like this person, you're going to be happy they reached out. If you don't like them, that should make you feel weird and you should tell them, hey, sorry, I'm actually not that interested. Like,
exactly.
But they're not going to get a text and be like, I liked them, but now that they've texted me again, I don't like them. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, if you're being
unless you're being
pushy
a freak. Yeah.
and really intense and like, hey, haven't heard from you. Hey, just check. Like if you're just nonstop and it's like the middle of their workday and they just haven't responded to you in a couple days, I can understand how it's like, ooh, maybe this person's too over the top. But if you're just like, hey, have some availability Thursday night, let me know. Happy to organize. Keep me posted. Like
I think that's great.
I think that's totally fine. Just like, yeah, don't be excessive or overbearing or pushy on them. But a follow-up text is totally fine.
And I will say, I hear you on your insecurity about the other date you were talking about, where on the date they said they'd love to do it again. Afterwards, they said no. I think that I would do that. That's me being totally realistic. I think that on the date, if I was unsure, I would still be like too awkward to be like, to do it in person. So I feel like I'd be like, we should absolutely do it again. That was so fun. And then afterwards I'd be braver and I would be like, hey, sorry, I actually don't think that we're right for each other.
Yeah.
So I don't think nothing happened in between that time that changed things. I think people, as do you, probably have a sense of like, this isn't the right thing for me, but being in person with you and like we had a nice night together, so I don't want to like sour it now. It's like I'll just tell you later, and I don't think that's the right thing to do, but I do think that that's very common. Like we have friends that are trying to date right now on Hinge and all the things, and that's exactly what everyone is doing. Is like at the end of the date, you're like, yeah, that was really fun. We should try to plan something, and then afterwards, you're like, hey, sorry, actually that I sat with it and that wasn't right.
Yeah. And obviously rejection never feels good, but like you just don't know what's going on in that moment. Someone might have had a great time with you and been like, this was so fun. Yeah, I would love to do it again. But then as they sit with it and they're like, yeah, I don't see this becoming something serious. I don't really want to lead this person on. Probably not smart to do another date. Or sometimes going on a date brings up stuff and makes you realize what you want to work on in you. It's not always personal. And even if it is personal, it's like we're not a right match. That doesn't mean you're not great. It's just that like this isn't gelling. Like it isn't as big of an intense letdown as it needs to be. It's like you want it to be mutual. You want to be like excited and thrilled by each other. So I'd rather know early on that that's not there. But yeah, I think with the general rules of dating, it's like very much so don't be overbearing, use common sense in that, but it is totally okay to do a follow-up and get some clarity. There's nothing wrong with that.
Thanks for calling in. Love to hear your voice. Thanks for being a peepee. Okay, next story. This one was called 20 Letters, a Story for the Peepees.
20 letters.
20 letters.
Okay.
And stay with us. It's a little long, but I loved reading this. It reads like a little short story.
Obsessed.
Okay. I wanted to send you an email/story time as I think someone or many peepees will get a kick out of my insane, sick college dating life.
Oh God, I'm so
Now
excited.
the story goes on for over 4+ years, but in the context of time and making sure I get all the good stuff, I'll share with you just some of my favorite, most noteworthy pieces. Little backstory for the peepees. I love that this peepee is talking to the other peepees. It's iconic. We're just here. Little backstory for the peepees. This whole thing started when I was a freshman in college. I was 19 and I started seeing a girl secretly. We can call her Amy. She was 20. We were both out to all of our friends and family, but sneaking around for the fun of it. You know, that's fun until it isn't. And it was our little thing. Long story short, we have a very tumultuous relationship for over a year and a half until her ex, Sarah, which was also both of our exes. Yes, another incredible twist. Finds out that we have been sneaking around and we have a sit-down conversation with the three of us about complicated relationships between one another. One thing leads to another, and we are playing Drunken Never Have I Ever in my college dorm, and we end up having a toxic threesome. Fun in the moment, terrible idea in the grand scheme of things, but great story to tell.
Incredible.
As you're telling it now. This turns into a whole throuple situation between the three of us for the next 3 months until we all decided it wasn't good for any of us or our mental healths, so we put an end to it.
Whoa.
Fast forward a year. I'm in a new relationship, and my ex, Amy, so the ex that they brought the throuple into, reached back out to me after I had a big loss in my family. We start texting back and forth and realize that there is a little spark between us still. Added drama incoming. At this time, I was seeing someone for a few months who very much so disliked Amy and was very unhappy about the whole situation. After thinking that Amy and I would never have a thing again, we stopped contact out of respect for my relationship until I randomly got a letter in my mailbox. This letter from Amy outlined that Amy was still in love with me and that this was the only way to contact me, as my current relationship had gone into my phone and blocked Amy from my contacts and all my social media without my knowledge. Not thinking anything of it, I didn't respond to the letter until another week went by and I received another letter. 4 weeks had passed, and you guessed it, 4 letters were in my mailbox. I secretly was getting excited every time a new letter would show up, and each time with something new, a new song, a new playlist she custom made for me, a new book recommendation, a memory, and each with a few handwritten pages sprayed with perfume and sealed with her kiss in a bright red lipstick.
This is so messy.
If this isn't some Romeo and Juliet shit, I don't know. Well, my partner then found the letters in my drawer and broke up with me that night as I hadn't told her about them.
Fair enough.
Probably the right thing at the moment, but as you can imagine, I was extremely confused and rattled by the situation, and I feel dumb that I didn't say anything. 18 weeks pass, which you guessed it, means 18 letters have showed up at my house. Before the time that we'd broken up.
Contact her even though we were broken up with the ex? We're just getting the letters?
Before the time that we had broken up for summer break until heading back to campus, I had received a new letter each week until week 19 came and I had a knock on my door a few days after my 21st birthday. Amy was at my door with flowers and another letter. We spent the whole day traveling around the city and doing coupley things, and I thought that we would finally get to be a real couple. No more hiding, no more secrets, no more love affairs. Boy, was I mistaken. When we got back onto campus, we resumed this relationship, but only when her friends were not around. She would skip out on parties and with both friend groups, sneak me into her apartment late at night, and even lie to their faces that we were just friends. She gaslit me, saying that I knew what we were, but that she wanted to keep it just us. At first, I played along. I convinced myself that maybe it was romantic in a tortured, poetic kind of way, like we were in our own little movie. But movies end, and real life doesn't always give you a satisfying third act. Things then got weird, like very weird, when I found out that Amy had started seeing someone else again while we were still secretly dating.
No.
Yep, another ex of hers. I only found out because Sarah, you remember the other third of our throuple disaster, DM'd me to warn me.
No.
The irony.
Insane.
It was then that I realized I wasn't even heartbroken. I was just tired. I was tired of being someone's secret, tired of the drama, and it felt cute when I was 19, but felt heavy at 21.
Yeah.
Tired of love letters that smelled like perfume, but read like puzzles that I had to decode. I stopped answering the door when she would show up at my dorm. I stopped reading the letters over and over again to see where I went wrong or how I possibly missed something. I just stopped. A few weeks later, letter 20 showed up. I didn't open it right away. I let it sit on my desk for days. When I finally did open it, it didn't smell like perfume. It wasn't sealed with kisses. It was short. It said, "This is my last letter. I don't know how to love you the right way, but I really did love you, and I'm sorry I couldn't do it out loud. That one broke me more than the rest combined because it felt real, like the mask finally came off, but way too late. So, dear peepees, there you have it. The insane sapphic letter-filled toxic romance saga that probably deserves its own Netflix special. I still sometimes hear from Amy just to check up and see how I am, but nothing more. I got rid of all the letters except for letter 20. But mostly I just laugh because 20 letters later, I learned the most important letter I ever needed to write was one to myself, saying that you are enough without someone else's secrecy to prove it. And now I can confidently say that I have that. I have the most incredible girlfriend that I have been with for 4 years who loves me outwardly and proudly for me. I hope this gave you the chaotic gay serotonin you were craving.
It did. Oh my God. That was insane. That was like a movie.
Iconic love.
It's so ironic that came right after we were just like, yeah, like a follow-up text is okay. Just don't like bombard them. This motherfucker.
Not the 20
sent
letters.
19 letters before they even spoke again.
Yeah. Messy.
I'm like, why did Amy think that like this was still reciprocated? Did they not have any contact? I have questions. Holy crap. That was wild.
Regardless,
also, you're a great writer.
Love a letter. You're a great writer. You should write letters.
No, you should write this movie.
Yeah.
Even like you wrapped it up with a little bow at the end, being like, letter I need was for myself. Beautiful.
I know, it was very well done. Thank you for writing in. We love you.
That was amazing.
Next up
I'm going to spend so long thinking about that.
is the three-peat call-in.
Oh, let's do it.
Hey, Taryn and Cammy, love you guys so much. Been listening to Stand Up Pod for a long time.
Let's fucking
But
go.
2 days ago, I found out a girl who ended stuff with me was hooking up with someone, and I was like, oh my gosh, that name like sounds familiar. And guess what?
What?
That girl hooked up with my ex 2 weeks after we broke up, and one of my best friends.
Of course
So
she did.
finding out she hooked up with my ex was just like a, oh my gosh, like a 3-for-0. Well, definitely not my loss because like she got my sloppy seconds and thirds, but like it definitely hit deep. And the girl that hooked up with her, we ended things because she had a couple jobs this summer and then it was really rocky. But for her to like, I don't know, do that, maybe with not malicious intent or something, it kind of hurt me. And I kind of crashed out about it. I called her. I was like, hey, like, why'd you do this? I know who it is. And she explained it wasn't with malicious intent. She didn't know because they met on Hinge. I'm sure the chick she was hooking up with, the one that hooked up with my ex and my current best friend, like, was on Hinge. Like, she was on Hinge also after the breakup, and they met up. So it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, I have a lot of friends. Like, I always find out things. Plus, I'm the FBI of the FBI. So it was definitely weird. And, like, her ending things over the summer to, like, focus and work. And then hooking up with her 5 days after she ended things just rubbed me the wrong way. And thinking back, the day or after, she hooked up with that girl, she texted me, hey, I know we're going to try again in August, but like, if we hook up with anyone this summer, I don't want to talk about it. So when I got that text, it definitely sucked.
Sketch.
So now I'm just putting everything together and it just makes sense. I don't know if I should try again with her this summer. We're going to be sophomores in college. So it's just definitely weird. I don't know. Like, I really liked her. I really cared for her. But like, if you care about someone, you don't hook up with someone else after like, after 5 months of talking stage ends, if that makes sense. So please let me know any advice you have. I definitely liked her. I really want to go for it again. But I just like, if I look at her and like I think about that, it just might ick me out. Love you guys.
Okay, we love you, but what you're not going to do is try again with this person.
No. PP, let me hold your hand.
Yep.
And say, we need to know her worth.
Let me hold your peeper.
This is messy. This is chaotic. And
We're not
like,
doing that.
yes, there are a lot of queer friend groups where things get really messy, but this is not worth it. I don't feel like she respects you enough. Like, I'm not liking this.
No.
I'm not like, and yeah, it's really sus that she was like, hey, I know we're going to try again, but if we do hook up with people, we're not going to talk about it. That's not respectful. Like, if you know you're going to try again, then the communication should still be there. You should be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to be blindsided by like, oh my God, you hooked up with so-and-so, I didn't know. And it's like, well, yeah, we were on a break. It's like, I don't care. I feel weird.
Freak. No, not you. The others in
Not our
this
PP.
story. PP, you're precious, you're perfect. That's what PP stands for. and we're not going back
I love
to
a
that.
girl.
We're not going back to that.
No.
I respect your FBI-ness, and I respect that you understand that the lesbian community can be a mess sometimes, and that just is what it is, but it doesn't excuse it. Like,
No.
it explains it, but it doesn't excuse it, and those are different things.
That is a great point, honey.
So thank you.
I feel like it's so
stay
funny.
strong.
There's so many reality shows that like try to force these friend groups where they like want this person date that person, and then they're gonna break up and date this person. I'm like, literally, it's every queer friend group. Just look it up. It's like you're cosplaying as us. You know?
That's beautiful.
Go ahead. Next story.
Thank you for writing in, calling in.
Thank you.
Love to hear your voice. Okay, last one for today. Am I bi and married to a man?
I love these ones. I love these
First of
ones.
all, that's a question we can't answer.
If you're asking it, well, first of all, I don't know. Are you married to a man?
That's what I'm saying. And are you bi? I don't know. I don't know these things. However, let's hear.
Yes, I think you are.
They did say that they were a longtime fan of you, and that should have clued them into their sexuality earlier.
Oh, definitely.
All right.
There's
30.
no other reason.
I'm 30, married to a man, and I have been with him for 12 years. We met when I was 18 and he was 25.
Whoa.
We have a child together, but neither of us really lived much life before each other. I had a brief experience with a girl when I was younger and brushed it off, but I've always had lingering curiosity. Lately, I've realized I'm still very much drawn to women, and I'm wondering if there's something more there that I need to explore romantically, emotionally, and sexually. I've also come to the difficult realization that I don't want more kids. Between depression and overwhelm, I just want to be the best mom I can be to the son that we have. But my husband really wants more, and I'm scared he'll resent me for saying no. When I told him I've been questioning my sexuality, good on you for sharing.
Yeah.
After his angry reaction, he immediately suggested that we become a throuple.
Oh.
He even made He even made a dating profile. I've told him that if I explore this, I need to do it on my own. This is about me, not us adding someone. He says I'm being selfish and has given me an ultimatum. Either we look for a third or I move out and end the marriage. That being said, the tone is light and joking a lot of the time. I don't know how those things can be light
You
and
have
joking.
to move out. We're done. It's
He's
joking.
like, move out. Woohoo. Okay, Barda. That being said, the tone is light and joking a lot of the time. So these conversations bounce from being serious and crying to giggling over the fact that I'm realizing I might be an autistic lesbian and just finding that out now. I love that the autism came out of nowhere.
I know.
As it does.
Let's add a layer.
I feel torn. I do love him, but I'm also scared I'll regret not figuring out who I am while I still can, possibly with women and maybe even with men outside this relationship too. I don't want to hurt him or feel like I'm walking out on our family, but I also can't keep silencing this part of myself. Any advice?
Oh my God, there's so many layers here.
We're in a predicament, my friend Bada.
There are so many layers here. The like got together very young, didn't have a lot of experience, the kids of it all, the bisexuality of it all. I want to start with that being bisexual is not a fetish. I get really frustrated whenever women experience this, and typically with a male partner, they then are like, oh great, that means you're open to having a third.
Right.
And that means I get to do this and that. Like,
It becomes this like weird hall pass situation where it's like, that's not what this was ever about.
yeah, and it's like you don't get to be involved. Like, that doesn't mean that I'm open to having another person within our relationship. And I think it is totally fair for him then to be like, well, then I feel like I get to see people. And it sounds like you're potentially also interested in like dating other men. This isn't just a like, I'm always going to be curious about this specific thing. So number one, I would recommend couples therapy. There's so much to work out in here. The kids of it all, you can't be scared of letting him down. You cannot force yourself to want to have more children when you don't. That's not something to compromise on.
I do think that it could be, if you guys didn't have a kid together, I think that it could be easier for you guys to figure this out with trial and error because there isn't something else involved that you guys are joint carrying together. Like
Yeah.
you could be like, well, let's try it, or let me see if I can, if you're up for it. I'm not saying you should be. I would not be up for it. I'm just putting that out there. You hear me?
Loud and clear, baby.
And so I think that you having a kid, it adds so much there that like it has to be handled with like 10 times the amount of care and
Yeah.
like foresight. So I do think couples therapy is the best move, but also what else can we tell our PP that isn't that?
Well, I also feel like from the very little information that I have, to me, it is clear that you are attracted to women. So you are somewhere on the spectrum. You've mentioned that you have been drawn to
Both
women in the
tism
past.
and queer.
Exactly. You're on all of the spectrums here. But, well, I don't have any, I can't diagnose you with autism. I don't know anything. You just threw that in there.
I can.
But yeah, that to me is clear. So if you're just looking for the validation that you are into women, take it from me. Here you go.
Yeah.
Validation.
Look at her.
Now I'm allowed to tell people their sexuality, but now we are saying, do we feel that there is something missing in our lives that we need to step out of the marriage? That's a whole separate thing that you two need to decide together. This is beyond your sexuality and needing to discover that. That's, do I have a desire to get to know other people outside my marriage? Does my husband get that? It's like you exploring your sexuality, I don't think is a pass that, oh, I get to explore stuff and he doesn't. That can get really complicated. So
yeah, I also really am proud of you though for being like, hey, this is a me thing. It wasn't like,
we're not looking for a girlfriend together.
no. I think that that's creepy to me. I'm going to be real with you. That's creepy to me.
That's what I started off of. Like, it's not a fetish. This isn't like a, yay, we get to like have a threesome with a girl, because liking women and liking open relationships are very different things.
Yeah.
Tara and I both like women. We married one. We would never be open to bringing another person into this relationship.
Correct.
So
Sorry.
those are very, very different things.
Yeah.
And sometimes being bisexual gets lumped in with like being down to have sex with anyone all the time, cheating more, all of it. And that's just not the reality
so
of being
ridiculous.
bi. So I think there's a lot of different things we need to handle in this. And like Taryn said, handle with care, because it is a family. There is a child involved.
I also think talking to him about the baby of it, the extra kids of it all, is like its own issue and should be communicated as soon as possible, because that's, if you guys have been thinking you're going to have multiple kids and you've talked about that throughout your relationship and you know now you're pretty sure that you don't want another kid, I think Jesus Christ.
Sooner the better.
Sooner the better is another way to say it.
Yeah. It's
tell
fair for
him,
him
like,
to
don't hold that
feel-
back from him. Like,
Yeah, it is. You owe him the respect of letting him know that, so he can kind of manage his expectations. But you cannot be pushed into having a second child when you know that that's not right for your mind, body, life, all of the things.
that is way too big of a decision to be like, oh, but I don't want to lose my marriage, so I'll just have another kid, especially when depression is a piece of it, where you're like, I actually don't feel like I can handle another kid.
And be
like,
a good mom to the kid we do have who's already here.
girl, I hate to say it, but if we have to lose it all in this relationship to like be a good caregiver to the kid that we do have,
And to ourselves.
and to stay true to who we are, I think that is the safer choice. And I know that I'm saying the craziest fucking thing in a very casual way. I'm basically saying like blow it all up, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm saying just be prepared to know what you want and to communicate those things, and for it to be hard for him to hear. If
These
you
aren't
guys have
gonna be
talked
easy
about a different life.
conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, and blowing it up might not be necessary. You're dealing with a lot of big things. Even the idea of just like do I want another kid, do I not, is a big thing that puts a lot of tension on a marriage.
Yeah.
But then you're dealing with your identity, and then you're dealing with, this is kind of the only person I've really seriously been with. Like, this is so layered. I don't want to lump them all together, because then they all like kind of cloud each other.
Yeah.
And he might then be like, well, I deserve a second kid because I'm letting you go explore your sexuality. These are not...
They're different things.
Yeah, these are not the same thing, and we need to like handle each one of them. And I do think it's something that's beyond just the skills of two people being able to have, and that having an outside force and someone to talk to in this will be very beneficial.
Lastly, if anyone
But you
has
will
ever
be okay. You will be okay.
You'll
at the
be
end
okay.
of this.
And if anyone has ever been in this situation or a similar situation, please share, comment, anything that helped you figure out what it is you needed to do for your next steps. I feel like these kinds of things are really hard to figure out. And
They're one of those things that it's like you don't really get it unless you really
Yeah.
have been through it on all of these levels. All of these are big things. So I think like talking to someone who has been here will be really beneficial for you.
PBs, that's all we have for you today. We love you deeply. We love you dearly. Join us on Patreon if you want. We're posting more shit on there lately and we're having fun. I'm posting this little voice memo that we took the other day while we were out on a date night. And I think we're just going to do that more. If you guys like it, let us know. Leave a review, 5 stars only. And we'll see you in the world. We love you.